It's Spencer Kobren's The Bald Truth.
Now, why don't you take the opportunity to explain to people who you are and what you're offering right now with your new online thing? I think it's. I'm looking at the website right now. I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with what you've put together. As a consumer advocate, I tell you, I know how difficult it is to get the correct information out to the public, and I think that you've really gathered a lot of information, put it into one place, and I think it's going to be a great offering for hair loss sufferers.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Spencer. Thanks very much. Yeah, I mean, obviously, my name is Spex online. I've been around a long time, and basically, over the last 10 years, I've been interacting with a lot of patients and met a lot of patients and helped them based on my own journey of 10 years and 10 hair transplants. And prior to that, all the other different treatments that we all try in pursuit of helping our hair and, enabling us all to beat this problem that we've all got. And obviously, due to all that experience of meeting all these people and sharing all their kind of concerns and all their different trials and errors, I've decided to put together my project, Maximum Hair Minimum Loss, and kind of offer it all in one place, all my research and, all the kind of different bits and bobs I've learned. And there's a wealth of kind of information within it that can certainly relate to it. People can relate to it at whatever level of hair loss that they're at. And that's fundamentally why I put it all together, to try and help people, save them time, save them energy, save them kind of the emotional trauma of trudging through the internet looking for, the answer, because this industry is kind of ruthless, as you know, Spencer, and it's kind of a lot of bogus products that are out there.
It's a mess.
Eyes on everybody.
It's a complete mess, man. And sadly, you've been around for a long time. You've been conned yourself in the past. We all have, and unfortunately, you had a couple of bad hair transplants. Now, what's unique about your situation, Spex, is that you've had 8 hair transplants?
Oh, I've had 10 now.
Oh,
10
shit.
if you want to add them all up. But yeah, it's been a long road, unfortunately.
All right, so let's talk about your history a little bit.
Okay, well, I mean, in brief, I won't bore you, but I mean, I jumped into it early days, the age of 24, and saw the glossy brochures and the DVD at an infamous chain in the States, and I went there 4 times for 4 relatively small procedures, seen as small procedures now by the strip method. I had 4.
Now, you don't like to talk about where you went originally?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I went to a company called Bosley,
okay.
Which obviously are a very familiar chain over there in the States. Here, obviously, I'm based in the UK, and we've notoriously got quite a bad reputation. However, that is changing, fortunately. There are a few clinics coming to light over here that can perform good caliber work. But based on when I first started out, the internet was nowhere near as powerful as it is, and we had to rely on brochures and DVDs and basically, being vulnerable and young and wanting a quick fix. And this particular company, kind of, as I'm sure as we've all seen, but still these adverts, these incredible adverts that they display all the time still, people are drawn in, and I was one of them, and I learned the hard way. And after that, I jumped out the frying pan into the fire, had another procedure which was unsuccessful, and then finally got repaired 7 years ago now.
I think that what you're doing today, even though a lot of this information is out there online, doing what you're doing, putting it together the way that you put it together, I also think is groundbreaking, and I think that you're really offering consumers kind of like a one-stop place, a one-stop shop, which I usually that's a pretty cheesy phrase, but you know what I'm getting at. Just a place where they can really get their information.
I really appreciate what you're saying there, and that's exactly what I've tried to provide, based on kind of my road, my journey, the vulnerability I went through, the various procedures that I had to endure, and the time it took me to get there. I know what it's like. I know what this industry is like. And I've met so many people. I've interacted with thousands online, met hundreds, and, I've learned so much personally, and I wanted to kind of prevent others from making the same mistakes that not only I'd made, that so many people have made. And via making this kind of project, it ultimately capitalizes everything in one place to allow people to, there's going to be very little they don't know about the whole process of hair loss and hair transplantation if they potentially want to purchase this thing.
Right.
And if they don't, then it's entirely up to them. They can go and they can find this information out there, but it may take them several months, what would necessarily take them, a good week, 2 weeks of reading, and it kind of processing. It allows them to process it the way that I've done it, the way that I've made it, is from a patient perspective. I've had 10 procedures. I've tried every single thing that's out there, that we're all, everybody's ultimately tried as well in the process of salvaging as much hair as they can. So it's not rocket science what I've produced here. There's no secret kind of ingredient
right.
to I'm going to be able to save you. What it does is it's kind of a one-stop shop for a variety of information, all my knowledge, all in one place, fundamentally.
Yeah, and that's why, listen, I don't endorse too many products, actually very few. And when you came to me and you said, hey, Spence, I'd like you to take a look at this. I'd like you to, see what you think. You were asking me my suggestions and how you might get it out there. And, I think, and you provide a lot of great information in these modules. And explain how it works. I mean, besides the ebook, what are you offering these guys?
Okay. Well, basically, how it works is it's all online, it's all downloadable, and I've learned, but since doing it, I've learned, I had a great lot of feedback, and we've changed it slightly, over the last kind of couple of months. But basically, there are 35 downloadable modules that talk you through the journey of dealing with your hair loss, how to go about treating your hair loss, the different treatments that are available to you that actually work, the ones that don't work. Various different concealers that I've tried and people have tried that tend to work better than others. And then it goes into quite a comprehensive kind of the whole process of hair restoration, the different techniques, why one is more suitable to somebody than say, another technique, and why. And it talks you through all the different kind of tips and tricks that I've learned along the way and learned from others. And post-op as well, the various different common questions that are asked notoriously. I've kind of written the modules in such a way that it really allows people to deal with and process and have a checklist and be able to, the notorious questions that people ask on the forums day in, day out. And I've kind of answered all those questions all in one place. So it's kind of, and it systematically works through in a very, very kind of concise way to allow people to understand the entire process. Because everybody kind of coming into this world of hair restoration, they all want it to happen really quickly. They want it cheaply. They all want FUE. They don't want any downtime. They don't want to have to deal with the time scales involved. And my modules are a hard-hitting way of saying, look, these are the facts. This is actually what happens. This is how you deal with it. These are the best ways to go about it. And it will just keep people safer, ultimately, and just reassure them of what it is they're getting involved with prior to doing so, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And the one thing I try there and get information from you, you spend a lot of time on my forum as well, which we all appreciate because you've been, as an active member, you've really helped a lot of people. So, it's
I really appreciate that. I enjoy interacting on your forum. It's great. There's a lot of people there, and it's nice to be able to answer people's questions because I know how important it is. When I was a newbie coming to the different forums, and back then it was a little different. There were only a couple of forums floating around, and, your forum is great. Thanks for bringing yet another kind of, a really good forum to the community. And it is fundamentally what we have to realize here is it is all about the patients. It's all about the hair loss sufferers. And it's like trying to get their questions answered the best way that you can. And,
absolutely.
I think your forum has been great, and I really do enjoy participating on it, and I enjoy, spreading the word and trying to keep people safe. And that's fundamentally what I am trying to do. That's why I got into, I never asked to be part of this kind of industry.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way that this industry is a ruthless, horrible, cutthroat place.
It's a horrible
It
place.
cost me $40,000.
There's about 200,000 of us waking up every day realizing for the first time that we're losing our hair. And they end up finding, like you were talking about, the infomercials or the commercials or certain forums or websites that are providing, in my view, misinformation. And sometimes they end up getting burned before they find us. I think having another resource like yours is very powerful. But we have a lot of calls on the line. If you have a few minutes, I'm pretty sure people might want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sure, hopefully I'll be able to hear them, but go for it. Yeah,
we'll see what happens. I think you can.
Hey,
Joe, are you up there, man? Hey, you're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, Spencer, how you doing?
Hey, Johnny, Ohio. How are you, man?
Great. You've got probably one of the most respected people in this, as far as an advocate, is Spex. I read a lot of his postings on different sites, and he's someone that I respect his opinion. So,
well, look, I would not have him on the program and allow him to put my face on his website. And by the way, the new website looks great, Spex.
Thanks, Spencer. Thanks. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I think my face will sell a lot of books for you. I'm just kidding.
You're a handsome man.
No, but really, you did a good job with the new website. But yeah, Johnny, listen, the guy, he knows his shit. That's the way that it is. And I wouldn't associate myself in any way, shape, or form. And I just want to put it out there that I'm receiving no financial compensation to do this for Spex. I just felt that it was important to in a sense, lend my testimonial and my face to some degree and my name to some degree to his product, because what he's doing is he's helping a lot of people, and he's helped a lot of people for free for many years. So I admire what he's doing.
Well, yeah, he's one of the more honorable people. You for all the due diligence you put into what you do, Spex. Thanks,
man. It's always nice to hear back from guys that I don't necessarily, have a chance to interact with. And there are a lot of guys out there, and I'm glad that my information helps. And just cool. Okay, well, listen, thanks very much, Spencer. Thanks for appreciating. Yeah, it's 20 to 2 in the morning here. But listen, I truly appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on the show. It's lovely to hear from guys that have seen me on the various forums. But yeah, my project that I put together, which is 10 years of all my kind of knowledge, experiences, my personal experiences from other guys that I've met and helped over the years, is called MaximumHairMinimumLoss.com. And, I've made this product available. It's completely refundable as well. It's got a 60-day guarantee. So if you don't find it beneficial or in any way helpful, then you just get a refund. But I just want to say thank you very much for having me on the show. And if anybody's listening in and you want to, contact me via the different forums, obviously on Spencer's forum, then we can, gladly have a chat. And I'm more than happy to help answer any questions that anybody may have. And thank you, Spencer, for having me on the show. And thank you for reviewing the project, the ebook especially, and reviewing it. It really meant a lot.
Oh, listen, it's my pleasure. And I'm glad that, we had the opportunity to get you on the program. And